The leaks for chapter 343 just came out, and they've changed absolutely everything. In this video, we see into HUGO'S past before we see France going on the attack. But I know you guys don't like being spoiled, so you will have to wait to know more. However, trust me, the ending after that is just insane. But so as not to waste any time, let's get right into it. Alright, so the chapter starts off with us getting right to 2 years ago and to the France under 18 players. Here we see some players sitting on the ground, and HUGO tells them that if they were to break through the defensive line at 32 kilometers per hour and could deliver a pass at a speed of around 8 meters per second or faster, then this could happen. Then this happens, and then it becomes like this. By the way, just to clarify, he is holding some sort of whiteboard as he explains it to his teammates, and he then asks them if they all understand up to this point. After that, we see the text which says, "On the day his fate changes, this man does not yet know that a dramatic encounter awaits him." After that, we head right to Gabin, who says that it's way too hard and that he means that it must be impossible, right? He asks HUGO if he is seriously playing football, thinking about all that every time. We then see some sort of other random no-name who says calculation or intuition. HUGO is insane after all. HUGO himself is just surprised as he tells them that this is just business as usual, asking everyone if he isn't right. Gabin just tells him that it's not normal at all and that he sure is a soccer freak. After that, we see the no-name again, who, I'll be honest, no one cares for. Anyway, he tells HUGO that he's amazing and that he should tell them once again everything he talked about. HUGO then starts to look sad as he finally realizes that he is surrounded by a bunch of losers who don't understand. We then see the text, which tells us that HUGO is waiting for destiny. We then see him sitting alone and away from them. He then thinks in his head that to win the World Cup 4 times, he is pursuing what aptitude he has within himself. He thinks that firstly, the environment, the coach, the organization, and the relationships of trust allow him to live as the number 2. But still, after that, he is in need of a world-class striker. He knows that Noel Noah is already nearly 30 years old. Even if he could win the World Cup together with him for the French national team, then it would only be once or twice. He explains that a new number 1 is necessary. We then learn that HUGO pushes forward, and we see him thinking that he will refine the people necessary for his dream because it is necessary. After that, we can see him scolding a bunch of players, telling them that they are half a second too slow, telling them that they can't become the world's best like that, and asking if they understand. After that, we see yet another no-name, but this time someone who, to be fair, actually has a name, and he is called Gabriel. He grabs a hold of HUGO and tells him that they aren't his tools over here, telling him that he doesn't care about his image and that he is a striker here, telling HUGO that he is a human, consultant, and narcissist. HUGO just looks straight at him and apologizes for overestimating him, saying that his aptitude is that of a mediocre striker, ranked around 130th in the world, which still isn't bad in the entire world. However, Gabriel disagrees as he goes to punch him out of sheer anger. The text then tells us that HUGO learns that creatures known as strikers are, without exception, egoists. Anyway, before Gabriel can actually land a punch on HUGO, Loki comes and slams away his hand and asks him if it isn't just because he doesn't have talent. Gabriel is confused, but Loki then asks the coach if they can change out all these people, and just like that, HUGO finally encounters him. He encounters an unknown life form. After that, we see the coach, who tells them that he was promoted today from the lower category. He's joining this team and tells them all that this is Loki. Loki then stands before them and he starts to bow down to them. He apologizes for earlier, but explains that he is going to win the World Cup multiple times when he is alive, telling them that anyone who can't keep up, please step aside, and that it's nice to meet them. We then see more of the no-names who just wonder if this kid is for real and that he isn't even apologizing. Hey, it's Natsu mid-editing here, and I just wanted to pause the video to ask you to subscribe if you haven't already, and while you're already down there, why not leave a like as well? Meanwhile, HUGO on the other hand, is completely absorbed by him as he wonders what this is, this arrogant, brave, and irrational number 1 life form. After that, it's only Loki and HUGO. Loki says that the world is a cruel place, explaining that even though those without talent can never win against those who have it, it's a demonic rule of this free society that goads everyone to compete. HUGO tells him that it's true, and that in the end, talent is a fate that can never be understood by those who don't have it. HUGO can then be seen balancing the ball on his head as he explains that he just wants to win the World Cup 4 times. Loki looks at him, lost, asking, "What was that just now?" Saying that it's the best, the absolute best, and asking if he is actually serious, HUGO tells him that he sure is. And Loki then starts to laugh as he says that this is the first time that he has met someone like this. someone who dreams as arrogantly as he does, and he then starts to smile right at Hugo. After that, we get back into the game where Hugo has the ball. He has Isagi in front of himself, and Isagi sees that Loki is dropping back and that Hugo is moving forward. After that, we see Leiden, who asks Hugo if they are going to do that. We also have Camus on their right as he says, "Cross Hiru Lira." Isagi obviously sees this and explains that both wings are narrowing into the center in perfect synchronization. He starts to wonder just what this specialized strategy even is. After that, we see Hugo starting to lock in as he then says that he has found a loophole. After that, I can't even explain it, but as he uses his loophole dribble, it's just as if he is straight up teleporting on the pitch. We then see Rio, who is super confused, saying that he's using the surrounding pass courses as bait. Karasu thinks that he is coming by himself, but he explains that there's still a pass and tells them all to stay alert on both wings. Lastly, we then have Kunigami, who explains that they just have to crush him for now, telling them all to take down the main body of this consultant. With that, we see Kunigami going straight to Hugo as he tries to stop him. However, just then, Hugo tells him that destiny has arrived, and we then see Loki sneaking up right behind Hugo, and he says that preparations are complete. Kunigami sees this right away and thinks that Loki is coming from behind all of a sudden, saying that this is bad and wondering if this was their goal by crowding the entire midfield, calling it a backspace strike executed by just those two. We then see Hugo, as well as Loki, completely locking in, as Loki just bursts through a ton of players, as Hugo then sends him the pass, and they call it warp synchronicity. However, it's not over for Blue Lock, as luckily we have Aiku, who thinks that he can still just barely make it if he can just make eye contact, even if it ends up being a foul right here. But it doesn't exactly go like he is thinking, as he then sees that Loki is accelerating without even looking at the pass, which, to be fair, is pretty insane. However, we then get back to Hugo, who says that this is a 37 km/h run, explaining that it is a slice spin trajectory at around 8 meters per second, which is the aptitude of the world's best. Hugo very well knows this, and that his talent and Loki's talent are both a rarity that occurs only once every 50 years. He is fully aware of it. However, we then move to Gagamaru, who thinks that this is a pinpoint pass to a spot that can't be reached, even if you see it coming, linked perfectly to the terminal point of his own top speed, saying that the number 1 and number 2, even if you understand it, you can't stop. And that's not even the craziest part, as we legit then see Loki with Predator Eyes out and ready, making him the 6th player I think to have Predator Eyes in the show now. We then move back to Gagamaru, who says that it's a violence of talent, and after that, we see Loki firing away the shot right at the goal. And to be fair, it looks like Gagamaru is dangerously close to getting to it, but it just goes in, giving France their 3rd goal. We then see Hugo, who explains that this is why Hugo's dreams are changing the history of football. He dreams of creating a legend, and this must be some sort of translation error, because there is no way that this man is talking about himself in the 3rd person right here, as that would be so corny. Anyway, we then see Loki going to the classic Baru celebration as he goes to celebrate this insane goal, and they also have the lead. The text explains that this is the peak, Loki. The talent of aptitude is what rules this world. After that, we also see Isagi watching this, and his eyes get super big as he sees this happening, almost like he is jealous of this, and I don't blame him, as I would also be pretty jealous of this. But under them, we have Hugo, who just looks at this, and he calls it good, nothing more, nothing less, just a simple good. Now I have seen different sources saying what the next chapter will be called, but it looks like it will be called Coal Pipe, which can be true, but it sounds pretty strange. Anyway, other than that, we know for a fact that there is no break next week, which is just amazing to hear, because if there were a break week after this madness of a chapter, then I'm not sure what I would do. But yeah, Loki scored, making France currently in the lead, which is awesome, but sad for Blue Lock. However, was this ever a surprise? If we are honest, it was obvious that Loki was going to get a goal in this match, as I also have previously stated, and I'm going to go even further, as I even think that he is going to score a 2nd goal in this half. But anyway, I feel like this chapter was just straight peak, as we got to learn a lot more about both Loki and Hugo, and to then end it off with an insane goal like that is just awesome. So personally, I really enjoyed this chapter, but let me know down in the comments what you thought about this chapter, and if you liked this goal or not. Anyway, if you like Blue Lock and videos like this, then I would highly suggest you subscribe to this channel, and while you are at it, leave a comment and a like. Also, if you can, hype the video down below, as it helps out with the algorithm a ton. And if you are curious to see another video of mine, then please watch the video that will be popping up on the screen now. Anyway, thanks for watching, and have a great day. Bye.